got some things today. Just for fun. I'll get my phone so I can see what's happening when people say things to us.
Hi, Renee.
This is a sweet babe. Thank you. All right. So this is not just going to be on Facebook Live, but we are going to put this on our YouTube page as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have it recording and have it on Facebook Live. So we've always wanted to get things up and going for our vlog and podcast. Well, the podcast is kind of on hold because of all this stuff. That's at the gym, but we can still record. And so we're going to try to do some more videos. So we thought we'd do a fun one today.
It's going to be like very self-deprecating on myself, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be fun, I think. I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. I think a lot of people can relate to this maybe in some aspects. In other aspects, it might be you can pull things from us and kind of have some scenarios that maybe run into life with the same, I don't want to say problems, but the same
It's not a
incidents.
problem.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. Pretty much what we're starting with and talking about today is that in CrossFit, Michael is also my coach. Technically, I guess I could say I coach him as well, but really it's more so him coaching me.
But we also want to talk about like running a business with your spouse and just some of the things that we didn't really hint on a whole lot in the last vlog, but kind of how we talked about how we moved here and started CrossFit Eclectic, but kind of go into a little bit more detail of like how her and I mesh well together when it comes to the business at times, and how we do that a lot sometimes, and then how I'm wrong and right, and how she's wrong and right, and all that fun stuff.
For example, something that we really love, we both love doing, is we both love to program workouts. We both really enjoy it, and we both have really different ideas. I confess I feel like we're pretty open at the gym about people see us sometimes. We love each other a lot, but we fight in front of people even, which we're getting better at. We've gotten better at it, but sometimes like our worst fights are because we don't agree with programming decisions.
Yeah. And before we go on, there is no magic programming genre out there. No one has figured out, and will there ever be anything figured out when it comes to programming? But we really do care a lot about the programming that we put into it. Like with our coaches and some of the people that we talk to that are pretty close to us, when it comes to kind of getting those details of how we do things, it's not like we just want to just do a workout and, what are we going to get out of it? And how do we come up with some of those things?
And we truly do. What I think a benefit is, a lot of places, and it's, no matter what, there's great programming out there, but a lot of gyms, you have one person programming. We have two brains, which can be both a benefit and a
sacrifice.
A sacrifice, sure. So yeah, he's flat out told me my programming's boring before, and I told him I don't understand what you're trying to say. Like, it's just.
So mine's usually the complicated, complex. Hers is more simple, but I would say...
I have to say trust me a lot.
Yeah, trust me on it. And so our goal, to kind of back up on how we're going to do this and how we talk about it, is we usually have a year of what we want to do broken down into quarters, I guess, is the best way to say it. And the one thing I'll always say is you should never hone in on just saying you want to improve your strength or your gymnastics. That's all you want to focus on for 3 months. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get incredibly bored. You might go pretty strong for a little bit, but you're going to get really bored with it because there's only so much front squats that you want to do. And the same thing goes with gymnastics and cardio and endurance and muscle endurance and just all these little things that come to it. So you should never just focus on one thing. As a whole, the best thing has been proven is to do it as a whole, but you can maybe do like a 3-month strength program, which we've done a handful of times. And we've changed the way we've programmed a ton in our time.
And we've also evolved. Like there's been times where I'll just be like, here are my workouts, give it to Michael, he'll give me the workouts, we just throw them together.
Yeah.
Now we've kind of even evolved to let's go ahead and do it together. Like Michael, this is my idea, what do you think of this? And then he'll actually edit it. Sometimes, of course, that might cause fights, but really it's kind of that work. And I think, we're pretty satisfied with our product. Yeah. And if we're doing test experiments on ourselves, I feel like the programming's effective.
Yeah.
So, but we're always going to experiment and figure out what's best, and it's not going to stay the same. We know that.
Yeah. And the thing is at the end of the day, it's not how you programmed or what you programmed or how, what can you prove that it's doing good, I guess. At the end of the day, we know it's for the health of the community, and we always talk about the longevity and being able to get out. That's the most important thing is, the people who are coming into our community are getting in better shape and getting fit. Now, we can go into a whole bunch of topics when it comes to, well, I want to be a competitor or I want to get better. I'm a swimmer. What can I do to get good at swimming? Incorporating CrossFit. I'm a runner. I'm a lifter. I'm a blah, 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 blah. How can I use CrossFit to help me out? We can go into a million different conversations with that. But at the end, I think we both feel the same way. Is we have a responsibility is with our community as a whole, how can we get better? And we take that very personal and on how we can get better and how we can get our community better as a whole. And the cool thing about coaching and programming the workouts is you get to see your progress, and you call that vision of the workouts that when people are doing them. Mm-hmm. And then over time, you have this ability to see, okay, we're doing, I'll take, actually it's been a couple months, but we really worked on dumbbell front rack lunges or lunges in general with the dumbbells with distance. And we incorporated that a few different ways. The first 2 weeks, I would say probably not as painful. The third week, I remember the third time we did it, it sucked tremendously. And it was horrible. But we knew we had built up to something. That way we could do that. And that's kind of like what we want to do overall is how can we build up to it to improve it.
And kind of just moving back away from talking specifically about programming and more general, just about being a husband and wife team, which I think there's a lot of gyms and specifically even CrossFit boxes that are in the same boat as, running a business with your spouse.
Yep.
I think it's just what's unique about CrossFit with that is that we do have a unique community. Like we'll be broken records saying that over and over again. And you become so much more emotionally attached. So I think that's maybe why, we love doing it together. And then we have moments where we hate doing it together because there's a lot of emotion and connection involved with that too.
Yeah, it's, anything in life, you don't have to take a business. We are using that right now. But for anything in life, you have to have a team behind you. And we have a huge team. Not only behind us, but in front of us and to our right and to our left. We have a huge team that helps us out because we can't do it all. I won't say specific names, but we have people that have volunteered and given up their time to help us clean our gym. We've had people come to us and say, hey, we noticed that, and they're not trying to say anything bad, but like, hey, we noticed that you're not able to get to this as often. We'd be happy to help you guys out and do it. And that's huge.
That's the magic of a CrossFit community, though. Yeah. Like that's not typical for most.
I would say, most businesses maybe don't have that because if you look at it, businesses, at the end of the day, let's take away all of this. At the end of the day, businesses run it as profit and money. And yes, we have to keep our doors open, and yes, we have to pay our bills. But we had this vision from the beginning. Is we knew that our objective was not to get rich out of owning a CrossFit gym.
And I'll say thank you, Ben, for adding that's why that you like our gym, because you can feel the connection to the people. I appreciate that. She's feeling connection right now with her little. Yeah. Are you performing because you're on the little screen there?
On the camera there.
But I guess the next topic, kind of to move it forward. What? Yes, it's time for the next topic. Let's see if we can get through the next topic if she'll let us. But it is, this is the part where it's going to be more self-deprecating for myself, I guess, is to have your spouse coach you. And it's extreme because he is a coach and coaches me. But, we see it even with we have a lot of couples, families at our gym. We see it with, other couples at our gym coaching one another. Some of them more humorous than others and very fun to watch that interaction. And maybe even, we see it with, children and their parents as well. So we get to see a lot of these things, these personalities. And I guess the issue is if another coach were to critique me, I might.
You're way more receptive to it.
Maybe I'm more receptive. I'm less emotional. I'm gonna say when he does it, it's like I think it's because I feel more comfortable showing you the bad sides of me because you'll love me no matter what. I hope. So I'll just throw a temper tantrum and not maybe as extreme as her. I don't know, maybe. But I think that's just normal, and you it kind of made me happy once seeing.
But at the same time, you get to be more blunt. You really get to say, "Hey, you suck at it." Where I would never say that to anybody.
He told me
and ever, but with my wife, I'm like, "Look, you just suck at it.
At rowing?
You're gonna have." Oh God. She was the worst. Rowing.
It was mean.
How are you bad at rowing?
I'm bad at biking.
And biking.
But not the stationary bike, an actual bike.
The bicycle.
Bicycle, going out on the road. Yep.
So it was like trying to break down her rowing. I literally had to take away the handle and make her practice without the handle. I don't know how many times, and then we'll get it pretty good after a while, and then I actually recently I had to go away for tech school for the military, and I came back and watched her row, and I remember that I didn't say anything to her, but I remember watching her, and I'm like, oh my gosh!
I'm gonna throw out there. My body was very bizarre, and I was pregnant.
No, I understand that. I'm not talking about that portion of it. I'm talking about the handle again. This probably doesn't make sense, but this is kind of what this vlog is supposed to be, is how relationships do this, how we just start talking and then we start bickering and all that fun starts to happen. But anyway, getting sidetracked. Yes. Having fun with your spouse at the gym, and then having fun with your spouse at the gym who's also your co-partner, I would say.
Yeah.
It's actually we're bickering as fun, but honestly, at the end of the day, there's nobody else I'd rather do it with, because I know that she knows what we put into this, and she knows what I put into this, and we have sacrificed and put in the same amount of work in the same amount of time.
And I think, even though the coaching might be blunt, I might be emotional, there's also the side I'm like, I know he wants me to be my best. So even though I'm annoyed by the coaching, I might be annoyed by the things he's having me do, or that he doesn't have the magic solution on why I can't get certain things, aka
ring muscle ups.
It's it's in my heart, I know that how much he cares that I reach my goals and my potential. Kind of another, even though I'm going to say Michael is more advanced as a coach than I am. You've been doing it longer. But
we still have our own strengths and
weaknesses. Yes, we still have our own strengths and weaknesses. I will say I struggle to coach you. I think I do a little bit. I maybe help a little bit. But the thing that kind of is funny now, flipping away from coaching maybe and more to the motivator portion of it, is Michael doesn't like when I try to motivate him.
So I got to tell a funny story about this. So this was in the CrossFit Open in like 2015, 2016. And I don't remember which one it was, but I remember all the
I wasn't a coach yet.
Yeah, she wasn't a coach. She was still like on and off that bandwagon of CrossFit, but she was doing it a lot more often. So she knew all the movements, and she had a lot of experience, a lot more experience. Mm-hmm. And so we were at our old gym in Virginia, and I don't remember the Open again, but the announcement, but it was ring muscle ups, it was double unders and wall balls. Actually, I think it was ring muscle ups, wall balls, and then double unders. It was like a 14-minute AMRAP. And I'm not the best when it comes to wall balls, and I get in my head, and I hate wall balls. I'll just put it that way. And I think I was on my second or third round, and Melanie and two of our other friends were kind of near me, and it seemed like they were pretty close. And when you do wall balls, you have the wall right there in front of you. And then I have these three people to my side, and all I hear is, "You can do it! Don't stop! Don't stop! Don't put the wall ball down! Keep going!" And I turned around and I went, "Shut up!" And so, as much as I knew that she was trying to help, there's just those times where you're just like, this is all you hear, and you just go away. I need my time to just focus on the pain.
Yeah, it just, I'd say watching your spouse compete, I feel like sometimes it's more stressful because I'm like, come on, pick up the thing, or do the thing, go on the thing, and you're just, it's not happening.
Yeah. And in all fairness, she is very good at cardio, like phenomenal. I am horrible at cardio. I'm really decent at gymnastics, and she's not the best at gymnastics, but she's done really well. Like, she's taught herself a lot. However, to reverse that, she is incredibly good at coaching gymnastics. Like, she can, her classes, when it comes to gymnastics, like, style class, when we have a lot of, just great, like, really good at coaching it.
It's because when you're bad at something, you
exactly. and that was my next topic, as I feel like the coaches who actually struggle with something a little bit more. Baby girl. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. The coaches who actually struggle with something a little bit more can coach it so well because they've learned all of that information, and now they're using it to help coach. And that's one thing Melanie works so hard on gymnastics. And you're going back to mommy? Sorry. Squirrel. And so that's the phenomenal thing about it is when we have a great core of coaches, excuse me, and we don't want coaches to coach the same way. Like, it's no direct path of you should coach this specifically with these words because you want other people to learn them with other coaches saying it differently or teaching it differently. And so I feel like that's the best thing about it is you don't have to be the best at everything because the coaches who actually struggle with something can coach it so well because they knew all that work that they put into it, they can then transfer it back to the athletes. Do we have anything on there?
Nope, it just missed you guys. Missed you too, Brittany.
And so...
That's awesome.
Sorry, we have Facebook Live going. If you guys have any questions on Facebook Live or anything, shoot us a message. We have it recorded, but Melanie has her phone next to us. And so she'll be able to answer some of the questions on there. But yeah, we kind of want to get these out a little bit more often. They won't be as long as our first one. I think we want to try to cut them down to about 20 minutes or so. I'm not sure how long we've been going on this one, but It doesn't matter. We'll just keep going.
But we'll when we do have the podcast, something we don't want to do is we do not want to pretend to be experts in areas that we're not.
Yeah.
So like we want to talk about nutrition and that sort of thing, but I'd like to have someone else with us that can give you, more educated knowledge than maybe we could. So like if you guys know, can I say who we talked to about doing something? And he's also very funny.
Not yet.
Okay, we won't say it. He's very funny, the person that we want to bring on, but that'll be future.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of our wrap. Again, these are just kind of whirlwind of information, and we don't have any specific scripts or topics we have, but we don't have any script of how we want to do things. We're not going to edit these videos. We just want to get them out there, kind of, show us that is not at the gym, but the gym, if that kind of makes sense. And, phone call.
That's awkward.
Turn that off.
No! I wonder if they heard that on Facebook Live.
I don't know.
It's real life, guys. It's
Yeah.
live, podcasty, YouTube-y things.
Real life.
Real life.
All right, guys. I think that's a wrap. Hope this was interesting and fun and funny at times and real at times. We're real. That's what you're going to get from us. That's why we argue at the gym. We're real. We don't hide it. So, bye guys. We'll have this posted in a little bit once it loads. See you guys later.